A very warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. You are watching Your Story right here on Look Up TV. And on this show, we focus on individuals who are impacting the society positively. On today's show, we have Amos Onyango. Karibu sana. Amos is an author, an entrepreneur, a Pan-Africanist, and so many other titles that I cannot exhaust as of right now, but we'll be talking about them as we go on in the show.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
Karibu. So we want to know the story of your life. We know that there's so many things that you're doing that are, changing lives. But first and foremost, where did it all begin? Where were you born? Yes. Where did you go to school?
Okay. Thank you very much, Nancy, for giving me this opportunity. And I also want to thank the Look Up TV for giving young people such platform, at least to inspire other young people across Africa and beyond. So I grew up from a very humble family as the only child. My mom was a nurse and my dad was a businessman. But being the only child, you understand there is that love and care that you get from your parents, and so this made me I was not exposed to that hardship about life.
Was it lonely? Being the only kid, since you
yes,
have siblings to play with?
Of course it was lonely because, being the only child, you are confined, you just see your parents, you don't have anybody around. So it was lonely, but I got used to it. And it happened that at the age of 12, I lost my parents. I lost my mom, then my dad later on a year. So life became very tough, and I experienced a lot of pain and brutality in terms of how life is, being that I was exposed to that care and love in the previous time that I was with.
Just renounced.
Yes. So what happened is that I stepped out and I slept on streets. I also worked at construction sites and even sold water just to at least earn a living for something. So life became very tough, and when I was left, I had to survive because I was in an academy school that was called Goodwill. Then it forced me now to move to another school, which my uncle found, and the kids were also attending the same school called Glory Academy. Of course, my uncle promised to cater for the fee. So I later moved there. I did my class 7 there, and later moved again to another school because my uncle was not able to facilitate the fee. So I later moved to Hills Combine Academy, where I got a sponsorship because of the relationship that I had with people. I was very open-minded in terms of learning and willing to even inspire more people as early at that age. So I was admitted at Hills Combine Academy, but now I got challenges when I was at Hills Combine because there was nobody there for me, and I lacked even food, though they were providing few things, but still life was not easy. So I kept on surviving in the hands of people throughout my primary, my secondary.
Different relatives.
Yes, not relative necessarily, but friends and well-wishers. Okay. In my life, relative, I've participated minimally in the entire of my life, from primary, secondary, high school, and even to the university. So I went to St. Joseph's School, Rapogi. That is now, I think, a national school. It's one of the best school in Nyanza, and I can say in South Nyanza. So when I got admission, I was not able to get some items. So I used all second-hand things when joining the institution.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about when you were in school.
Yes.
Maybe what languages, what subjects did you like? Because now, did the passion for writing start at that time?
No. What happened is this. like normal process of high school. You have subject, then you select when you reached Form 3. So I went through the entire process. But the passion for writing just began lately when I was now in the university. Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about now the writing. You are a writer. You have written 2 books. Yes, and we have them on set actually. So let's talk about the journey of writing. How did it all begin?
Now, when I talk about writing, writing began when I was in the university. Yeah? First of all, I studied at Kenyatta University, where I also got a scholarship. All my life, I've been getting scholarship. Yeah, so I started to gain interest in writing when I joined different clubs that were telling stories, like the journalism club in KU. I joined the I Motivate club that was there. So I developed the passion of writing because I wanted to share with people about the challenges I've gone through. But now, in terms of now putting into a book, and now we have like a book that I'm going to show you at later stage. It started now when I'm now finishing my career in the university.
Okay.
Yes.
So, one of the books, we can start talking about the one that you're holding.
This
book, yes.
Twist and Turns.
Twist and Turns.
Yeah.
So what is Twist and Turns about?
Okay, Twist and Turns is my story. I wrote it to inspire other young Africans who have lost hope in life, and I also wrote it just to document my story for archives, because most of the time people have stories, but they lack. Majority will want to learn from such story, but they lack such stories. So I purely wrote Twist and Turns to inspire other young people to at least move from their comfort zone, and also make them understand that no matter all the difficult situation you are in, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and they got to work hard to achieve whatever they want to achieve. If they got a dream, they must work hard for that dream. So that's why I wrote Twist and Turn. Basically, it's document all my entire life. It's a real life story. It's more of a memo. Yeah.
Okay. So, and it advocates for people pushing themselves out of their comfort zone.
Correct.
Yeah. And you have a second book.
Yes, I have a second book, which is also here. The book is called Cyberbully, Crime Against Humanity. Now, cyber bully, or if you call it internet bully, has been something that is now affecting the current generation.
Yes.
I mean, you watch news all over in Africa and even across Africa.
There's so much information that is online.
Yes, there is so much information. Exactly. And there's so much abuse of communication, especially with the current generation, the 21st generation.
Yeah.
And you even saw what happened recently when a young person was basically empowered. I might call it empowered. He was empowered just by watching a TV and went and killed the parents. So it was very sad. And those are the things that contribute to cyber. Those are things that affects the society, especially the current generation, not just youth, but even the adult. So I saw it to write this book to at least find possible solutions for such a situation and such abuses that cut across in the internet and even in social media.
Okay, so the book majorly focuses on how to solve the issue of cyberbullying.
Yes.
So say when people, these days we have a generation of so many people they're called keyboard warriors. So there is also a lot of hate in that social media space. So is that part of what the book is addressing as well?
Yes. The book, basically it has even real example of those people who have passed through the cyber bullying across Africa, not just in Kenya. It cut across Africa, and I was sharing this so that at least other young people outside there can know the effects of how these affect the society.
Okay. And the process of writing books in Kenya, how was it for you? What was the, from publishing to write, okay, the concept, getting your idea, then putting it down, then what is the next step? Publishing, goes through editing. Tell us your journey.
I think the setup in publishing in Kenya, I would say most young people are not supported in a way, especially when you go to the publishing industry. But one thing I've learned is that if you want to do something or if you want to write a story, write it. You can self-publish your story. You don't necessarily need to go to a publisher. Like this book was first published, self-published. Then it was later revised and now published with a publishing company in Nigeria. So through that, I started something, you can see, and then later advance. Because I found out in Kenya, not just in Kenya, but across Africa, most publishers are looking for the top writers, the top authors, which is not promoting the authorism or the reading culture in Africa. So what I can say to young people who want to write or who want to put something,
we have ideas.
Yes, they should just write and self-publish. It's the only way. Once you self-publish and put your story there, these publishers will come for you, and even the bookstores, they will come for your book. Because right now my book is present in almost all African countries now.
Okay.
Yes.
And now that leads me to my next question.
Yes.
You are working with PLO Lumumba.
Yes.
Yeah, as his executive assistant.
Yes.
And so the whole idea of Pan-Africanism is deeply rooted in your line of work.
Correct.
So let's talk a little bit about that. There's a love for the unity of Africa. How did it all begin?
First of all, Pan-Africanism is the pursuit of the African dream, a dream to be happy and accomplish an Africa that we want. It's called the Ubuntu, living together as African, be proud of who you are, and ensuring that we don't rely so much in foreign aid, because you see Africa depends so much in the Western countries, and Africa has wealth of resources that the Western country are depending on us. But you find is the other way around. We are the one now benefiting from the West Africa. Yes, we are the one to feed them because we have all the necessary resources. So I got encouraged to be in this because I love Pan-Africanism and I love Africa. Africa compared to other continent is the best because you got freedom in Africa, you got all the resources that you want, and through this we can even inspire more other young people. Yes.
And you also have, oh, by the way, their products sometimes are very simple products. It could be toothpicks, it could be matchsticks. Then you're told, we don't produce this in Kenya, like this has been imported. So one of the issues that you are trying to address.
Correct. I was in one of the hotels in town just recently, a day before yesterday, and whatever you are saying is very interesting. I saw a sachet of salt packed in a Chinese sachet written made in China. So I mean, and these are things we can do in Africa because Africa has those particular resources.
Yes.
And now see, all these resources, we take them to China. So how do we benefit? How do we even empower young people who are in Africa who can make such type of materials? Yes.
So we take them there, then they bring them
They
back.
bring them back and sell
us.
them to us at a very expensive rate. And we have them. So you see the way it is very sad. So we must begin to promote local industry. That's the only way we can have an Africa that we want. Yes.
Let's talk even about EPZ. We know that there is so much quality, even clothes, I know jeans, very good quality jeans that are produced at EPZ, but then they're all for export. So we then as a country don't get to benefit from the quality production that we make. So that means a lot of people are actually buying second-hand clothes.
Correct.
So that it's hard for us to promote our own industries.
So the thing is, I just want to focus on the local industry. The problem that we have had, not just in Kenya, but across Africa in terms of the local industry, is that most African governments have not been supporting local industry because they want to benefit to these foreign tenders. There is that individualism in terms of I want to gain something out of this. So that's why you find out that the local industry is doing very well. They make very quality product. There are even some companies that I don't want to mention that are foreign companies, and you have their materials, and some of the African celebrities are buying such material, and they're even more expensive compared to what we make locally. And they are not durable. I mean, they are not quality. They are not even good. So we must learn to embrace our local production, and we must learn to promote our local industry, because you see, like the shirt that I've made has been made by my company. So if we don't promote our own, then we will keep on relying on the foreign countries.
And you said your book, it's in a few other countries in Africa.
Yes, my book is purely published in Nigeria, and is available in South Africa, is available in Rwanda, Kigali. I will say quite a number of countries, but we are still expanding. But it's still not available in Europe countries, because my intention was first to start at home and empower.
Yes, your love for Africa.
Empower Africa, and then we can now cross back to Africans in diaspora.
Okay, and how easy is that? When people think of books, they're like, if only they can even expand outside Nairobi. But you're talking about Africa and the rest of the world. How did you get to achieve that?
I think, Nancy, one thing that we need to know as young people is that if you want something, you must work hard for it. Nothing comes in a silver platter, and it will never be a walk at the park at any time. You must work hard. When I was writing this book, and I even have the third one, which I'm going to mention, when I was writing the books, I had challenges, just like any other author outside there. And challenges are born to make us strong. Challenges in terms of reviews, challenges in terms of finances, challenges in terms of even shipping and all these, because you find out that some countries there are some bureaucracy in terms of the book. So you have to find out and collaborate with other young people. But one of the things that I must appreciate is the platform that the PLO Lumumba Foundation has given me. That has made me to at least maneuver and reach out to larger audience across Africa.
Yeah, and let's talk about the PLO Foundation.
Correct.
You know, it is actually enviable, to say the least. How did you get to work with him?
Okay, as I said, we met with the PLO in Kenyatta University, and during that time I was running a club called the Icon of Integrity Club, Kenyatta University chapter, which I founded. And the club only had a few members, and the few members were very active. So we organized event. When we organized the event, and then we invited Professor, and he was very happy with the level of organization that we had. And the Integrity Club, just to brief you, objective was to at least sanitize the campus politics, and also nurture young leaders to have, ethical leaders that uphold integrity, because you find there's a lot of corruption in Africa. So
and
the integrity
is highly important, especially in a country that different sectors are mad with allegations of corruption.
Correct. So I got challenges in terms of this setting up institution, because corruption let's not say that corruption start at a up age. It starts at a very low age, as early as even kindergarten, provided you show the kid this is how it is being done, then that you are corrupting that particular kid. So we got to know each other, and then he was impressed. Then he asked me if I could be an intern in his foundation, and he gave me his business card, and that's how it began.
The rest, as they say.
Yes, our history. Yeah.
So take us through a normal work day for you. What does it entail?
Okay.
At the foundation,
at the foundation,
yes,
we have a lot. The PL Lumumba Foundation focuses on 6 thematic areas. That is education, health, agriculture, advocacy, industry, creativity, and innovation, and then we have arts. And all these cut across in terms of the flagship program that we introduce in the foundation, which is the PLO Africa Mentorship Program, a program that I'm very much passionate about. And I'm also happy to let you know that currently we are present in 38 African countries in the program and 10 in diaspora.
That is impressive.
So basically, it's not easy to run the 38 countries, and we have individual differences in terms of culture, ideologies, and all these people have different aspect of life. So it's not easy, but we have managed, and I will say it's a learning process. I'm still learning, but we are growing very fast. We tend to hold quite a number of activities across Africa, and even this year we'll have our annual PLO Africa Mentorship Conference, which will be held in a country that is yet to be decided because of the COVID-19 that has just
struck the whole world.
So basically it is good working for the foundation. We have quite a number of programs going on, but all of our program cut across the thematic areas that I've just mentioned to you.
Sawa. And I know there is so much more that we have to talk about in terms of entrepreneurship, the business that you run, but we'll be talking about that after the break. So we are taking a short break here on Your Story on Look Up TV, but we'll be back. Don't go too far.
Bako kezia mpaka nitakapomaliza naye ndio utampata.
Mbona ninyi mkumbe wanyama pori mkaishi na wanyama wenzenu huko? Hebu nisaidie kufungua.
Toka hapa, ni baya amesema mtoke.
Toka, enda. Peleka huko. Tuondoleni hapa chawa na kunguni. Ulimtupa ushauri huo jifikiria Canada. Waachana. Sasa hata hivi uza wangu hautakia nini? Hata unarudi. Mpenzi.
Kiza Savimbi, I am taking this child to hospital. Ole wako. Niambiwe na anything wrong with her. Tajua mimi nani?
Nyinyi watu wawili mnashirikiana kupokonya watu mali zao, alafu mnakula mkinenepa tu. Haidha mkubali kurudisha mali za watu, ama mkatae. Mimi mwenyewe najua vile nitazichukua.
In this life, we all walk through loss, heartache, and disappointments.
Our eyes are opened. Our ears are opened, our hearts are opened, our minds are open, so that God can speak to us directly.
God is with us every step of the way.
So when you see how they are transformed through their relationship with Jesus, their encounters with God, it changes me.
Worldwide.
Je, ungependa kujua jinsi ninavyojizuia kuambukizwa au kuambukizana virusi vya korona? Ni rahisi. Mwanzo, ninaziendesha shughuli zangu zote za kikazi na hata za kibiashara kutoka papa hapa nyumbani kwangu. Baadaye, Ninaitunza mwili wangu vyema kwa kuiweka katika hali iliyo sawa kupitia mazoezi ya mara kwa mara na pia lishe bora. Mwishowe, ninaungana na jamii yangu pamoja na marafiki zangu kupitia njia ya simu au mtandao ili kuzuia dhiki na upweke wakati huu mgumu. Kumbuka, haijalishi kama uko na virusi vya korona au la, salia nyumbani, uokoe maisha.
Wakati wake sawa, usiwe na hofu. Yesi kipofu anakutakia mema si maovu. Yesi kipofu anakutakia mema si maovu. Anaonana yanayo kutoka machozi. Anaonana.
Pauline, it was around 6 in the morning. Pauline, today we are going to help my brother wash his clothes and then I'll take you to the stage. It was normal. And the next thing, I was slapped by the brother. And I'm like, what have I done? Have I done anything wrong? And I was told, if you dare speak from now, we are going to kill you. I felt useless. I felt unworthy.
So let's talk about the rescue center. So how many girls do you have here?
At the moment, I have 13 girls and 2 small babies. Yeah, very adorable babies. Yeah, and the rescue shelter is basically a safe space for these girls to be empowered and to holistically grow.
Me and them, how we interact? Other times we interact properly, but if it's education-wise, I'm always tough. You know, I'm a tough teacher. I like things to be done the way I want. Yeah.
Turn your 50 bob into a $1 million shilling investment. Changamka and Shindagari Chap Chap with Hometel. There's millions in shillings worth of prizes to be won. Send your 50 bob to paybill number 4040153 and get a chance to win 20,000 shillings daily. And each week, one person gets a chance to walk away with a Mazda Demio and another a Beth Mobility motorbike. Remember, the more times you try, you could be the winner of a fantastic Toyota Prado. Do not be left out. Send 50 shillings to paybill number 4040153, account name Look Up TV, and get yourself a Hometel lucky number. Changamka and Shindagari Chap Chap with Hometel promotion. For more information, visit www.shindagari.co.ke. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you willing to pay the price for success?
Movement is in progress, but progress requires movement. We have believers today who want 24 hours miracle, who wants 24 hours success, who want fast food victory.
And curry is a thickener. Don't know if you know that. It is a thickener and also a flavor for soup or stew.
Are you afraid of aging?
I believe in long life. So I know that as I'm growing older, I'm achieving more.
Okay, well, the easiest answer would be, yeah, of course you can have it all. If you want it all, you're going to have it all. But you're going to pay the price.
A woman is created to be when she is privileged to be in leadership.
Welcome back on Your Story on Look Up TV. And on this show, we feature stories of people who are impacting the society in a positive way. Today with me on the show, we have Amos Onyango. And we have been talking with Amos and from entrepreneurship to being a Pan-Africanist and an author of 2 books and 1 more coming that we'll be talking about shortly. But now let's talk a bit about the African Mentorship Program that you are championing for. So, and you said it covers thematic areas, so it
Yes.
cuts across education, health, among other things. So let's just talk in depth of what it's really about, who it really involves.
Okay. Africa Mentorship Program involves young people across Africa. And as I said, our thematic areas are 6, where we have education. So what we basically do, we identify needy students and support them in terms of paying their fee, whether in secondary school, in university, we support, or even in technical institutions. Apart from that, we also have what we call Excellence Awards, where we identify bright students who have excelled in academic. So we also appreciate them and we recognize their efforts. We also mentor them and link them to mentors across Africa in terms of whatever they are doing. So that's basically an example of what we do under the education. If you go to health now, we do what we call annual medical camps in rural communities. So we go to the rural communities and we educate them on the importance of living healthy and even provide some drugs, because healthcare is one of the basic needs to individuals. So
and it is actually
yes,
very costly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we do in health. We have different initiatives, like even community, taking up in cleaning the community, things like that.
Yeah.
It cuts across. So we have different activities that we do in each and every department of health. Then when we go to arts, where now we have musicians, we have different artists, we have poets, different people doing amazing things in the field of creativity. So we also mentor such young people, and we also give them platform to showcase what they are doing. And currently we have what is called PLO Africa Talent Hub, where we bring all these people who are talented in different
areas.
Yes,
different.
And it cut across Africa, not just in Kenya. We have poets from Zimbabwe, we have poets from South Africa, from Ghana, and all these people who are doing amazing things. We have even actors from Nigeria, and we have even people who are part of us as those who are guiding us in terms of identifying these untapped talents.
Okay.
Yes.
So the agenda is still bringing Africa together.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course we have also advocacy, where now, you know, it deals with matters of girl child empowerment and all that. Yes.
Okay. And you're also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. You run a company.
Yes, I run a company called Lawi Africa, and this company was started in 2019. It's a very young company, but doing very good. And I started it because I was empowered when I was at the PLO Lumumba Foundation. When I was starting, I was empowered, and now I'm still being empowered. I'm still, of course, with the PLO Lumumba Foundation, but I got that empowerment to do African products. So Lawi Africa focuses on African wear, African products, and we do different things, from clothes to jewelries to accessories, all those. And this is one of the products that we do. And even the diary that you can see here is done by Lawi Africa. So we do quite a number of things.
I would want a diary as well.
Yes, I'll get you one.
We can talk about that.
Yes. So we do quite a number of things, but currently we are just growing. We are not that big company, but at least we have made some baby steps, which are now bringing some fruits to the entire continent. Because one of the reasons why Africa is suffering is because we rely so much in African, in Western products. We find this, like for example, this dairy, it will be made here, but you find it is written made in China. An African product made in China. The material is African, made in Africa, but it's written made in China. So we must begin to appreciate our local products. And that's why when we started this company, we wanted to inspire other young people who want to start something like this. It's possible because we all have the resources, we have the materials, and it doesn't matter. We need to start from where we are, and we grow big, because all these big companies from such as Mr. Price, name them, they started from somewhere. So we Africa, we can also start from somewhere and grow better. Yes.
Make a first step, and then it will be a mile.
Yes.
And then it grows up into one big thing.
Correct.
And now young people in business.
Yes.
You know, that is the conversation that we are having right now, that more young people need to be involved in starting up businesses, especially because employment is not, you know, it's not something that you can bank on.
Correct.
Yeah, opportunities are pretty limited.
I agree.
So young people in business, but then there's always the question of no capital. So for you, when you started out, how did you manage to factor in the issue of capital?
Nancy, thank you very much. If I can start, it's very interesting that I started with one tailor, and right now we have about 5 tailors. And then I also started with a small shop which is still there, not a big shop that I pay less than 30,000 per month, and I think that is affordable for most young people. So I would say is that it doesn't matter, and also things are going online. I started marketing this company online, and even most of our clients, we get them online. So you don't need to like have a big capital to start something. You can get even at 10,000. You go and buy materials. You look for a reliable tailor who can do such. So it doesn't matter that you need to look for these people who are having a lot of money to fund you. Yes. Start with the little that you have, then grow gradually, because success is not like a today thing. It involves a process. It's a gradual process that involves a lot of that requires a lot of patience, determination, and commitment. Yes.
And let's talk about balance.
Yes.
You are working on a 8 to 5 probably, so it's an 8 to 5, and then you still run a business. So sometimes, you know, we say if you have too many things, then some other areas might suffer.
Correct.
How do you manage to balance your personal business and then, of course, the job that you're handling at the PLO Foundation?
Thank you very much, Nancy. Now, for the company, I have young people, and my mission also is to also mentor young people, to at least young people have something at the end of the day to take home. So at the business, I have young people who are managing the nitty-gritties and all that. Mine is just to supervise what has happened today and what is required to be done in terms of if need be. But my main intention was to help young people at least find something, and also a learning place where they can at least use their skills to help them achieve their dreams. It's not easy also, but what I can say is that balancing the company into autism and even the foundation and personal work of Professor PLO is not easy. But what I do is I have a tentative plan. I have a schedule that I run. I know where I am supposed to be at a particular time. Like normal weekdays, I'm supposed to be purely at the foundation, running the foundation, trying to assist all the country directors in the 38 African countries. So I start my day in the morning. I wake up at 4. I read up to 5. and then I prepare after reading. So by 6:30 I need to be at office. So my emails, all my emails, I answer my emails from 7 to 8. Then I do my meetings from 8 to 11. Then in the afternoon, I start now focusing on trying to respond to problems of these young people across Africa. Some want to meet professors, some want to get involved in the foundation activities. So I try and respond to such queries with the help of other staff. Of course, we have other staff members. It's not easy, but it's planning. Then in the evening, I leave work by 4. Then by 6, I'm supposed to be at my company office, small office that I have in Nairobi. So I go there, I coordinate the entire thing that has happened during the daytime. I communicate in terms of the sales, just checking up how things are, what is required, the coordination of shipping and even buying of materials from different countries, because also we have fabrics that come from different countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Rwanda, Uganda. So all these we need to coordinate during that time.
Okay, so from what I understand is that it is possible to do all these things, so with proper planning and discipline.
Correct, and Nancy, you can guess my age. And I will tell young people that there is a lot that you can do when you are still young. I'm just 26 years, and at the age of 26, you can see all these things that happen within that age.
4 or 5 affairs.
Yes, I mean, you don't need to get old to do all these things. You know, young people they are very interesting, because they say this, that I want to do this thing. They reach at the age of 20, they still want to do. They reach at the age of 30, they still want to do this thing that they don't want to, that they're not doing. You end up saying the same thing when you are at age 80 and you can't do anything. You can't even make a change to your community. So we must begin to take action. We walk the talk rather than talking. We keep on talking. Yes. Oh, I'll do. If you want to do something, start today, start now. It's possible. Yes.
So the discipline.
Yeah, it entails a lot of discipline, commitment. You must know what you want to achieve. Like, have a tentative plan. What do I want to achieve at the end of 2021? Yeah. What do I want to achieve at the end of 2022? Like, my mission at the end of 2021 was to ensure that I publish a new book, which I'm going to share with you, which I think I've already done. It's only waiting for the launching. Yeah. So each and every person has to plan himself or herself whatever you want to achieve in a particular time. And trust me, all these things, when you plan yourself well, you're able to achieve them. It's possible, because we young people, we have a lot of time. Yeah.
Okay. So then young people don't need an excuse anymore, because you are an example of what's possible.
Exactly. You know, excuses are a barrier to success. And if you keep on having a lot of excuses, then trust me, you will never grow. You will never even move from point A to that point B. So we need to bury on excuses and move step ahead. Yes.
Let's talk about the new book that is in the pipeline.
Yes.
I don't know how ready it is. You can tell us.
The new book is, I'll just mention, the new book is, the title is Trapped in Waithood. So it's basically, young people have been waiting to make change. You are seeing what is going on across the continent. And I can give an example of what is happening in Uganda currently, where we have a 38-year-old presidential candidate. I think the elections are out now. The results are now out.
A large part of
trying to come out and show other young people that we can do it. And you have seen, even though you know what has happened, you people on the media might have understood what is happening, but we can say that Bobi Wine is a demonstration to young people that we can do it. And the book is just inspiring young people to move from their comfort zone and stop having excuses that we cannot have this, we cannot be in parliament, we cannot take part in advocacy, we cannot take part in change. So young people have been waiting for so long, and the book is explaining about the challenges the young people have gone through, from poverty, from unemployment and all that, and it tries to answer these questions that young people are seeking. Yeah.
Okay. And
so the book is it will be launched mid of this year, hopefully by grace of God, but it's out, and hopefully when that time reaches, I'll give you also copies of the book.
Yeah, we will be looking forward
yes.
to that. And as you talk about a focus on young people,
yes,
are these young people reading books?
No.
Let's talk about the reading culture, especially with the young people.
The reading culture in Africa is very selective, and if I go even to Kenya, is even more selective, because you find that they read out of curiosity, and they also read out of sensation. Like you find that they read what interests them, like politics and gossip. A young person will spend like hours in social media, trying to read gossip about so and so, trying to read about politics, who is who, but they don't have time to read something worthwhile, like even a book that can inspire them. Very few of them take their time. So the reading culture in Africa, not just in Kenya, is very poor. Yes.
And so what maybe in your capacity can you do to encourage this culture in Kenya? Because we know that from reading, then information is power.
Yes.
Yeah, once you know, and also just to improve yourself in terms of your communication skills, as well as relating with other people.
Correct.
Yeah. So in your own capacity.
So what I will encourage my fellow young people, and even fellow young Kenyans listening, is that we must now begin to watch things that impact our life. If something is not impacting your life, stop wasting your time, because you know, once you waste even a single minute, it will never come. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow, today is Sunday. Which date today?
Today is Saturday the 16th.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday the 16th. We will not get any Saturday the 16th of 2021. Yeah. So time is moving, and you know, we are also growing grayer. You never know. So I will inspire young people to watch things in YouTube that can impact their life, read books that can impact their life, like pages that are very educative, follow programs such as these programs, which are very educative, and they even empower you, they encourage you each and every day. Yeah.
But you know, for young people, then there is a challenge when it comes to what they consume, because there is what has been deemed interesting, and anything to do with learning, when it involves books, when they are done with their academics, then it's time to, you know, close all the books. So then there is again a society
Correct.
that has not advocated for reading, even just for leisure or empowerment. So the root cause is the society.
Correct.
So then what can we do?
So what I can say is that we young people must now know what exactly we want in our life. We must choose the right company, because for example, Nancy, I'll just give you a simple example. If you are in 5 teams, and out of the 5 teams, one of you is a thief, and you work with that particular group, the chances of you being a thief are very high.
Very high.
If you are in a group of authors, if you are in a group of speakers, if you are in a group of artists who are making something out of their life, then the chances of you being an author is very high. So it's simple. It's simple, yeah. It's simple. Follow the right company. follow the right programs, and whatever you want, you'll achieve it. If you want to be a thief, follow the right company.
And you'll manage.
And you'll get it. So young people are getting into company that doesn't help their life. They get into things that doesn't add value to the society. So we must stop this culture, and we must associate ourselves with things that grows us, things that make us somebody. Because at the end of the day, what matters in your life is your success. Yeah.
And then we have to be intentional
Yes.
about everything that we do, so that you're just not reading just for the sake of it. Read to improve yourself, read to be more informed, read to be aware of what's happening
Exactly.
within and without.
Exactly. I will give you my example. I studied English and literature in my undergraduate, and part of the thing that I want to share with young people is that sometimes whatever you do might not necessarily mean that is exactly what you'll do, but at least you must get knowledge to start somewhere, and that knowledge is very important. We can use knowledge to do other things that we want, but provided that we don't want to acquire this appropriate knowledge, then we are not going to succeed in anything that we want. Yes.
And as we conclude, you have passion for, uniting Africa.
Correct.
And for Africa to realize its potential.
Correct.
To avoid, again, relying so much on foreign help and products and, all that. But then, what is the way forward? Can Africa, I've read places where they've said, an article I was reading yesterday evening, and they said that it would take Africa 100 years to eradicate poverty. But we want to change that narrative. So what can we do right now?
I can say, Nancy, that it can take Africa less than 100 years to do away with poverty. What we got to do is to take the right channel. And what are the right channels to? First, most of young people think being an office, getting employed, that's the only way they can make Africa come out of poverty. No way. Agriculture is a very good industry now to focus on. If you can see, like for example, everything that you want comes from agriculture. We eat daily.
Yeah.
And Africa has the best, I can say the most fertile soil to practice agriculture.
And favorable climate
Yes.
as well.
So if we have food, what's there for poverty to be? Like, food is everything. So, and we can only have food when we practice this little thing. And it doesn't matter where you are. You can start urban agriculture. Where you stay, you can plant some veggies in small sack. You can plant some tomatoes and you water them. Trust me, if you do these small things, you will not have that money. You will not seek for that money to go and buy tomatoes. You will have your own tomatoes, and that one is saving.
Right.
So if each of us can do such little things in our own small capacity, then we can change the narrative of Africa being poor. We are not poor. In fact, we are the most blessed continent
We have just not
on earth.
realized
Yeah,
our
we have not
potential.
just realized our potential. So what I will encourage young people who are listening, start from where you are. Plant that vegetables with the little space that you have. Plant that maize with the little space that you have. Learn from, we are very blessed because everything is now in the internet domain, and we can learn how to even plant some of these things. And trust me, you can even feed 1,000+ in your society, in your community, in your village, and we can make Africa a better place.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much to Nancy, and thank you so much to Look Up TV for hosting me. I think this is a very good program for young people who are listening and watching this now. please listen to such programs and avoid listening to channels that doesn't have value to your life.
Exactly, and that
Thank
is
you.
the story of Amos Onyango, who is an author, entrepreneur, Pan-Africanist, just to name a few of what he is doing, an example of what's possible for young people. You can also share your story with us. The SMS number is 20374, 20374. Share your story for a chance to be part of this conversation. And that is what we had for you today. This is your story on Look Up TV. I am Nancy Nelima. Good evening.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you.